A pretty special edition of Grace's Girls Club this week. We are welcoming in Miss Zadie Boyd. She is a high school student right here locally in North Alabama, which normally, you guys know, I don't typically have on Grace's Girls Club, but I'm telling you that she is worth it. She's an ambitious young woman, and I already can tell that. So Zadie, please introduce yourself. Tell us where you go to school and what grade you're in.
Hi, my name is Zadie Boyd, and I'm a senior at New Century Technology High School.
Well, we are so happy to have you. Tell me a little bit about how you're involved in STEM. You emailed me and you wrote to me a lot about your impact on STEM initiatives and the different STEM cultures that New Century has. Talk to me a little about both of those things.
So I like to say that I've tried a little bit of everything at New Century. So we offer a really wide variety of classes from anywhere between like psychology and statistics and computer science, ceramics, just, all the things. And I've been very involved with a lot of it. I'm a part of our National Honor Society, our National STEM Honor Society. I did robotics for a little bit, but my favorite thing is Women in STEM. It's a club that I started last year because I saw a really big need for our female students to be supported. So I was looking around for different initiatives that I could take, and I stumbled across Women in STEM, which is a global initiative run by high schoolers for high schoolers. I started signing up for more information because I knew that this was something I wanted to pursue. And before I knew it, I was being onboarded as an ambassador. So I was like, oh, I have to do something with this. And I took it to my administrators, and they were incredibly supportive the entire time. And I was able to start my own club, which is something that I never imagined myself doing. And since then, we've grown a lot. We've tripled in membership over the last year and a half, and we're able to invite lots of guest speakers and do activities, and we're trying to schedule tours and all the things. And I think it's become a really important fixture at New Century, and it's especially increasing the kind of support that we have for our different students, which is something that is hard to find in some STEM fields. So it's something that we're incredibly grateful to have here.
Absolutely. And kudos to you for starting that club. Surely not an easy undertaking, but now having it grow the way that you just said it has. About how many members are you up to now?
So we are looking about a regular like 20 to 30 girls, which is really
Wow.
great.
That is outstanding. 20 to 30 girls on a routine basis. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, when we first started in the school year, we picked it back up again, put out posters and everything. And our very first meeting, I think our entire room was full and people were standing in the back, and I was just shocked because it's been so welcoming for so many girls, and you've been able to see like the kind of connections and community that's being built in a way that was harder to find before.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot going around on social media right now on women in primarily male dominated fields. And of course, STEM is one of those. I mean, the research is ample about, women in STEM on average earn 28% more than women who are not in STEM. And there are only 16% of engineers that are female. And so you're definitely reaching a need. And Zadie, you could be changing those girls' lives. Just opening up that door to them in high school when maybe it was something they weren't sure about, you could be changing their lives and their families' lives.
Yeah, it's been a really kind of rewarding and hard task. You get to see the benefits, but it's definitely difficult. STEM is really male dominated, and it's hard to feel like you don't have a place. So that's what Women in STEM is really about. We want these girls to feel like they have a place, and not only is it supporting them, but it's also supportive for students like me. It's a way to build leadership skills and professional skills, and just really reform that passion that you have in STEM so that you feel confident in moving to the next stage.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. Of the letters in STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math, of those aspects, is there one of those that appeals most to you going forward?
So, while I really love STEM, my favorite acronym is actually STREAM, which incorporates not only science, technology, engineering, and math, but also research and art. We use like STREAM a lot in my neuroscience class because we're all working on independent research papers. So that's been a really important kind of acronym for me because as a creative student who's also passionate in STEM, it's really important to kind of have a well-rounded, inclusive education because that makes it so I can be more collaborative and more communicative with other students.
Absolutely. That's a big part of the reason I got into TV meteorology. I'm a physics and calculus girl through and through. So I wanted something that had that, but I didn't want to just be a lab coat scientist. I wanted to have a little research thrown in, but I wanted to have a lot of art thrown in. And that's where the TV component comes in. But a lot of times people don't necessarily put those things together. So the fact that you have at your age and you're already looking to bridge that gap is very impressive. I want to talk to you a little bit about your future. Have you thought about your senior year, New Century? Have you thought about where you're going to go to college next year? And if so, what degree you're thinking about pursuing?
Yeah, so as a senior, like my future education is definitely like at the forefront of my mind and definitely at the top of my to-do list. But right now we're still kind of in the first semester, so we're waiting on some college decisions to come back and some scholarship announcements before I will really know where I'm going to end up next fall. I want to pursue biomedical engineering and get my master's while I'm at it, I think in business. But I eventually want to pursue a PhD so that I can do research, studying tissue engineering and bioprinting.
That's awesome. So are you looking to kind of bridge that into creating prosthetics one day?
So, tissue engineering and bioprinting is a little different. It involves more of work with cells and chemistry and biology than it does with other types of materials. So, but it involves some of the same kind of additive manufacturing techniques.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited to see where you take that one day and all the way up to doctorate. I have no doubt that you'll do it. So, walk me through something that you have learned from one of the women in your life that you would consider a role model in STEM or in STREAM, as you called it.
So, at New Century, we have a lot of really, really great teachers, and there are a few specifically, like my science teachers and my psychology teacher, that have been really impactful for me because I've seen the community that they've built and the way that they support each other and the way that they stand up for each other. And being able to see the relationships that they have is just so rewarding because I know that I'm looking at something very similar in my future, and to know that it is such a positive and welcoming environment is just really, really exciting for me.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great thing to take away. Now, one of the things that I talk to everyone about that's interested in STEM is always ask the questions, right? Never stop researching on your own right. Never stop searching to find new answers to new things and have that outlet. Are there any questions that you have in your head that you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would just love to be connected with a role model woman in STEM that could answer this for me?
I have a lot of questions depending on the day. A lot of times I really just want someone to like pull ideas from and to bounce ideas off of. There's something in computer science that we call like the rubber duck theory, where you're able to just kind of like talk through whatever you're working on, even if it's not with a real person, but just with, a rubber duck. So being able to have someone like that, like in my life that you can just talk to and bounce ideas off of and really just kind of like build up plans and ideas is really beneficial. And I think it's something not a lot of girls have. So being able to find a mentor that can kind of do that and provide professional experience and just kind of the life lessons that they've learned is a really good thing.
Well, you hit the nail on the head with that one. My mentor from college to this day is one of my most favorite people and one of the people I'm closest to. And so much of my career development is thanks to her leadership. All right, I want to let you get back to class, but I do have one more question for you. I know that you're already in the leadership role. So if you had a message to young girls or young students in general, male or female, that were interested in thinking about STEM for their future career, what would your message to those students be?
I would say just go for it. I mean, it's something that seems really daunting. Like STEM is definitely a little intimidating, but it is one of the most rewarding experiences ever because you learn things that you never realized that you even wanted to learn. So when I was in middle school, I was like, I do not like science, I do not like math, I'm not good at it. But I knew that I would liked being creative and I liked working with my hands. So I kind of took a risk when I chose New Century to pursue a STEM education, but it has been so rewarding because I've learned all sorts of things and been able to build up such skills. So for any kid like out there, I just say try it because you never know what kind of experiences that you'll find.
Absolutely. Well, Zadie Boyd, very impressed with you. Very excited for your future. Definitely praying and wishing all the best for you as you continue to make these life decisions moving forward. But senior, right here, there she is, New Century High School. Welcome officially to Grace's Girls Club.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time today, Zadie. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.